Alright guys, man, I didn't expect this video to start like this. I didn't expect to actually make this video until later on in the day. But yeah, I've just had, oh geez, I don't even know how to describe it. I've just had just one of those moments, man, where your heart just skips a beat, you know what I mean? Skips a beat, because you've just laid eyes on what could well be, the most beautiful girl you've ever seen in your entire life. And it's in those moments that I guess you've got an opportunity to go up and talk to them, or at least make eye contact, or I don't know, just what are you going to do? Like you may never see this person again in your entire life. So what are you going to do? You're going to let the opportunity pass, or are you going to say something? I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? And in this case, due to where I'm at mentally and physically, feeling like I'm out of shape, feeling like I don't really have too much to say, feeling like, I could never, ever, get a girl like that. I could never. I've got nothing to offer. And it's that moment. It's that realization that is going to fuel me through the rest of this journey. I never want to feel like that again. I felt so inferior. I felt so just anxious and nervous that I let her walk out of the store and she walked off, and I will most probably never see her again in my entire life. And it's not very often, it is not very often that someone affects me like that. And it's times like this that things get really serious, because I cannot go through the rest of my life feeling like going through. If I have too many times like that, too many more times like that, it'll just, those are the kind of feelings, the kind of moments that just stick with me, and they are, negative in nature, and it just snowballs into me just feeling like absolute shit, you know what I mean, when I shouldn't feel like shit. I do have things to offer. It's just, at the moment, I don't feel capable of that. So today's video, we are going to discuss the fact that I've been 7 days off of pornography. And I'm not going to discuss it right now. I've just got back from the store. I've got a coffee to drink. I've got these feelings to kind of try and work through, try and put to the wayside, so I can concentrate on bringing you certain points that I have noticed, certain things that I've noticed over the last 7 days. It's actually day 9 today. But yeah, certain things I've noticed, certain thoughts that I wanted to bring to the channel, to bring to you guys, anyone else struggling out there, anyone else unable to put the phone down, anyone else feeling inadequate, feeling feeling like they just can't get rid of this addiction, this toxic addiction that it steals your energy, it steals your ambition, it steals your ability to look at a woman normally, rather than objectifying them, looking at them like an object, which is just terrible. And just the only way in the past I would have been able to work through what I've just felt is to come home and say, right, and admit defeat. Say, look, I'm never going to be able to get a girl like that. I've got nothing to offer, but what I can do is go and look on my phone, find some pornography, find a woman that resembles the woman that I've just seen in real life, and that'd be it. That's the way that I work through it. I'd watch some porn and I'd feel more disgusted about myself, but I may be able to work through that initial negative thought pattern that I had. And that is, I will not do that anymore. I can't do that anymore. I don't want to. Yes, I've been tempted. Yes, it is very easy to just get out your phone and search up whatever fantasy you may have. I mean, every single thing is available, right, if you go looking for it. And it's just if I want to live a meaningful life, if I want to attract a partner that I don't know, it might be lust that I'm describing. It probably is lust. I don't know who the hell she is. I don't know. She's probably got a boyfriend, let's be fair. But look, I had to bring that experience to you, and this will be the first part of my video covering 7 days without porn. So I will see you guys back here shortly. Alright guys, and we're back, and I have done everything I can to make myself feel just that little bit better, just that little bit more adequate. Because the way I was talking before was not conducive to a positive attitude. And a positive attitude is all I need right now. So anyway, look, what we're going to do, and I have trepidations about trepidations. I haven't used that word on YouTube before, but I've got, you know, some worries around bringing this topic to YouTube and being a face on screen discussing it, because, you know, it's quite possible that I go down a rabbit hole on this topic and start talking about previous habits or genres, or, you know, how it's affected my performance, how it's affected the way that I approach a sexual encounter, how it's affected my confidence, my ability to make the first move, that type of thing. And hey, when things are all going well, I don't think it's affected me negatively at all. In fact, I feel like it's probably put certain, it's well, depending on what you watch, it will affect your confidence in the bedroom. And I think initially, especially in my late teen years, I felt like it helped, and that's, back then obviously it wasn't a problem, it wasn't an issue whatsoever. But now that I'm 32 and it's been 20 odd years of doing this time and time again, it's bound to turn on you, and it has. It's turned on me now. And it would be very easy just to keep doing what I'm doing and keep watching porn and keep being a dopamine fiend at the end of the day and keep getting this instant sexual gratification. But what you're missing out on is far greater than what you get by doing that. And I've realized it. It's taken me a long time. I've known it for a while. It's taken me this long to actually put a plan in place and stick to it. And I can start to feel the effects, the positive effects. I can start to look less objectively at females. And fundamentally that's what I wanted, because it's disrespectful. I've got two daughters of my own. The last thing I want is for men to be looking at them like that, but inevitably that is going to happen. So how can I be the father figure, and how can I be the role model, and everything that comes with being a really solid father to young girls? How can I expect to do that, to be that, whilst doing this? It was never going to happen. And so, hey, push came to shove, and as of this moment, I am 8 days free of it. I've written a few notes. I didn't want to miss anything. I don't know when the next video on this topic I make will be, but you know, it's at least going to be another 7 days away, so hopefully we can build on some of these things and move forward. Look, I know fundamentally this is an issue for so many people out there, so many guys. I don't know about girls, I really don't. I've never really discussed problem pornography consumption with a female, but I have, you know, discussed it with females before, but not to this extent. Basically, conversation goes along the lines of, oh, what do you like? What do you like looking at? Have you ever watched it with a partner before? And that's about it. And then we move on to actual real life shit, because this is not real life. It is staged, and it puts an unrealistic picture of sexual encounters into your brain. And the younger you are when that happens, the worse it is. Either way. Okay. So I wrote down the first note I had was, look, it's hard to notice too many changes so far, but I know what I want to happen. I know the things that I want to change, that I want to, you know, change up here, as far as how I see the world, how I see females, how I get my dopamine. It's only been 7 days, it's early days, but feeling confident. I have been tempted, I haven't broken, and I won't. So that is something that I can delve into deeper in future videos. And these are in, you know, no particular order. But the next thing was, you know, I just feel better about myself. Those negative feelings post the action of watching, climaxing, and then putting your phone down, feeling disgusted, feeling absolutely uninterested in what you've just watched for 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 15, maybe longer. But those feelings, they don't exist because I don't do it. I haven't been doing it. So that, you know, even though they were fleeting feelings, they were negative, and they didn't help me whatsoever in life. So they don't exist, and that is a positive. That's a real positive. It's, yeah, like I said, less looking at women as an object, and in turn, hopefully in the future, I will see women as being, you know, basically develop friendships, develop genuine actual friendships with a female. It's just something I've just never really done, because I've always looked at them sexually. I don't know if I can ever get rid of that. I really don't. Obviously, I'm not the only one out there, but it's fucking annoying, and it's wrong. It's wrong, and that's what I want to change. And it's slowly changing. So, I mean, just as, like, I have been tempted. I mentioned it in the earlier part of this video that, you know, I will see a woman or a girl, and I mentioned it in the beginning part of this video. I will see a woman, and I will be attracted to them, and I won't have the guts or the confidence to go up and talk to them. So what's the next best option? Go home, search on your phone, find some pornography that resembles them, watch it, and that was enough. But it's not. It's nowhere near enough. It is breaking you as a person, as a man, to continue doing that time and time again. Fuck that shit. So I have been tempted through that same thought pattern, but I haven't done it. And I don't get that instant dopamine. And it's not as, you know, it does seem like I'm missing out, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm certainly not. The next point I've written is that no, quitting pornography does not mean no fap. And that's why I haven't called it no fap. But the addiction part of it has been removed. So, you know, not watching pornography does not mean no masturbation, right? But what it does mean is that if you do want to do that, it is going to require a lot more effort, a lot more, you know, imagination, which is not a bad thing. And it's just gonna, you know, it's not as easy, it's not as accessible, it's not as instant. And so that in turn reduces the addiction. The addictive part of it is gone. So it's a conscious decision now, if you want to do that, which will then, hopefully in time, force you to go out and actually look for means to your needs. Put it that way. So again, my next point is about alcohol. Alcohol was the catalyst to all of this change. I had to remove it, and removing it definitely makes the thoughts and it removes your inhibitions, right? It removes your judgment. It reduces your judgment. And so reducing alcohol, like any time I'd drink alcohol, I'd get horny, right? Which means that either I'm going to message people, I'm going to jump on dating apps, or I am going to take the easy route with no effort, and watch pornography. And to have taken alcohol out has been a huge help. It just reduces. It takes away that those thought patterns, those devious thought patterns that I just don't want anymore, because they're not serving me. They're not taking me further forward in life at all. It's creating a very stagnant personality, very stagnant ability to develop relationships, and fuck that shit, I'm over it. So removing alcohol has helped, honestly, because drinking, like, I'd have the best of intentions every single day to stop certain things, including this, and then I'd have a drink and it'd just all go out the window, and we've all been there. So that was the first change that had to happen, and that's the only reason why we're here today. I had to remove all of, I found on day one that there were still, triggers, browsing history, that type of thing. So what I've had to do is just remove all of that. I just had to make sure that I covered all my bases, removed all of my browsing history on my phone, because that's pretty much the only place that I looked at it, and that has helped, because even whilst I was in the midst of this, I'd be feeling pretty strong. I wouldn't have a thought whatsoever of watching it, and then I'd go and try and just search on Google for something, and instantly I'd see the links, the shortcuts at the top, and I'd click on it, because why not? I want a burst of dopamine, and I'd been offered it, and I took it every single time. So removing those was huge. I also removed social media at the same time, and that was a good move, because it's that constant scrolling. It's just that action of just laying on your bed or sitting on the couch or whatever, and just being comfortable with scrolling and looking for dopamine in all these different places, right? And eventually, if I'm scrolling social media, I would make it onto pornography. It's just the way it worked. It's fucked. And the last note I made is that it's all part of an overall dopamine detox. And I've mentioned that already, and that's the truth. That is what I want out of it, a full-on dopamine detox, and then I can start bringing it in normally. I can start bringing it in just in ways that I deserve it, you know what I mean? Maybe I actually have to put a little bit of effort in to receive that dopamine. Doesn't matter whether it's pornography, it could be from, putting in effort through exercise to receive that natural dopamine. I want natural dopamine. I think that's where I'm going with this. And to have got it from alcohol, to have got it from social media, pornography, sugar, it's actually not natural, and I don't know what it feels like to get that natural dopamine, and that is what I so desperately want. So yeah, I think that's about covered it. It's about 20 minutes worth of me rambling, but it's a topic that's important, and there's a hell of a lot of people out there that just probably don't realize it. They might even be in relationships. They might even be married or something, and they've still got this addiction, and that is not good. That is not good. They need to face their problems, face the issues that are causing this. And for me, it was just lack of self-esteem, an addiction to my phone, and overall an addiction to artificial, instant dopamine. We're working on it. Thank you for listening. I will see you in the next one.